Okay, how to make a DC Metro train chair. So we're making this right here.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Coach Brian here.
All right. Picture. Okay. So let's first start off with our cube. We're gonna press NB to see the wireframe. Raise it up. We can go over here. Then I'll do this. I'll add some divisions, and then I'll press C to make it editable. Next thing I'll do is I will go get my faces and I'll get my rectangle selection. Ooh, rectangle selection. Select all of these. Well, I'll select everything. Hold down Control. I'll just do it NG so you see what I'm doing. Control, deselect these front faces, NB, and then I'll delete the rest. All right. So I have this, just a side. And then I'll go into this view right here. And I will now just move this off of here so I don't see that. And we'll model this and then we'll do some extrusions. So I'll get my face right here, select this, so deselect. So now I just have this. And then from here, I'll go get my points and let's move these around. This. Looks like this sort of comes out a little bit. Pull this here. Have this. So I'm just making the side of this chair. All right. And so this is kind of like the base of it. So now I'm gonna go get my edges and I'll press 9 so I get my live selection tool and I'll select this. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extrude this edge. And the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna hold down Control and then click and drag. So now I've extruded that edge. And now I can click like rotate, scale, and do this. When something else, speaking of scale, that I didn't go into, I'm gonna tell you all real quick about world space. So an object space. So right now I have this cylinder, right? Y is up, and you know what the rest of these are. Now, if I rotate this and then I press W, I mean, not W, E, right? You see, this is Y, it's up, right? But this is Y is up in this object space. So let me show you what I mean. Let me actually copy this. Control click. So if I press E, rotate, W. So it's up right here. I rotated it. Now this is its Y, right? And this is object space. If I press W, this is world space. Because remember, world space works off this right here. And also, if I look at it, this right here, this is the toggle. So it looks like a world right here, which means X, Y, and Z. It'll never change. And you can move it according to the coordinates of the world. And then this is the coordinates of the object when you press W. So world space, object space. Okay. Just wanted to show that real quick. So I'm gonna go back
I
in.
have a question. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
So why would you use world space rather than just object space?
Just in case, like, you want to move along the axis of the object. So for this cylinder right here, if I wanted to, I don't know, I guess I haven't come across a situation. I mean, I've come across situations where I need this. I'm just trying to think of one. So I could click on this, control click, and I can copy this and it'll all stay in line, right? Or if I want to extrude something, I can extrude it along this space. But if I go over here and I put in W, and now I try to scale. Well, let me put this. Now try to scale. Actually, I should press C to make it editable. It'll kind of like scale it like this. But if I press C to make, I'll just do this one, C, and I press W, now I can scale it along this axis. So it just depends on how your object is orientated. Because like, I don't know, maybe if I wanted to make a piston, not piston, a shock or something like that, I can easily make it with the object space. But if this was in world space like this, and you didn't know this, right? And you wanted to like make this along this axis, you would probably control click to copy it, and then you'd have to like place it manually and try to align it like this, instead of using the object space where you can just copy and slide it across this rail. Not this rail, this axis.
Well, I see. And we're typically in world space, right?
Oh yeah, but you can be in whatever space you want as long as you
Yeah.
press W, which is this right here. You
Uh-huh.
can go back and forth. So
Okay.
if I wanted to move something in the world, whatever, 10 units over or whatever, you would do it like that. There'll be another instance where I'll probably have to use this, because it is just helpful to know, because you're either moving like this, like let's say if it's in object space and I want to move this just back a little bit, then it's like, all right, I have to like go like this and go like this and go like this and try to arrange it when I could just press W and just control click. So it just basically depends on where you want to move the object, how you want to scale the object, because now I'm scaling it along this axis. But if I'm here doing it, it's like, well, it'll warp it actually too. So that's all it is. I'm sure I'll run into some other instances while I do it. But it's not something you'll use all the time, but it's just like a case by case basis. But good question, good question. So you might ask me to like do something and then I'll like kind of toggle that back and forth. My phone's getting blown up today. All right, so let me, all right, yeah, continue the rest of this. So like I said, any more questions, just please ask. So thank you. So right now I want to give this a little bit more definition, because if we did extrude this, it's a hard, hard edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to loop path cut, and I'll make a cut. I'll make one right here, and I'll make one right here. Now press 9 to quit, go get points. And then I'll just take these points and I'll just manipulate these a little bit more, just so I have some roundness here. This one right here. And let's do another one, loop path cut. So I'll just cut this one again. This, Q to quit, 9. Grab this and move it right here. here. Then I'll also get rectangle. So I can just move several of them if I need to. All I'm just trying to do is get this to be as round as I can this moment. Same thing up top right here. Raise these up. Ah, okay. And I like edge flow, so I'll just move these over. Because I don't want to have them too jumbled. It might not matter, but I just think it looks nicer. And if you were to subdivide this, it might look a little bit nicer as well. Okay, so this is looking good so far. I think. So I'm going to do it one more time. So right click, loop path cut. This is one of those tools you're going to use over and over again. Do this. 9. And let's go in and really make this round. And then you can even do stuff like this, where I go get my rectangle tool, select them all, R to scale, and I can flatten them. And here's something else. If I wanted these flat, what I do is I usually grab all the points and I move them. And if we look right here, we can see why. Because sometimes, I could be trying to do this from the x-axis too. But if I wanted to flatten these, I could go like this, and I look at this, and I just type in 0. Now they're completely flat, but I don't want them flat. Just exaggerate it like this a little bit, and then go in. And always, the more time you take on this, the better it's gonna look. I think I want one more loop. So I'll just go get another loop path cut, and I'll place it right here in the middle of these. 9 to quit. And I'm about to finish this off. Yeah, it's nice and round. Ooh. I didn't even mean to choose lasso, but I did it. All right. Now see the scale. Let's round these off. And we're about to be done. All right, great. So now we have this. You already know what I think y'all know what I'm gonna do. Now I'm gonna right click, and look what I'm doing. I'm not on the object. I'm just gonna right click and do extrude. Remember, not on the object, click and drag. And now that I've dragged it out a little bit, if I wanted to drag it some more, I can just go over here, hold this down and click, and there we go. So now I have this. So I'll look to what I think it should be. And I'll even use this grid right here actually to help me a little bit. So I'll press 9, and I'll go over here to this rectangle selection. I'll grab these points, and yeah. Here we go. Now, if I'm not feeling it, well, I want it just a little bit more round this here, which isn't going to be hard. So I'll press 9, and then we'll just do another loop. And I'll put this loop right here, and I'll put this loop right here. And we'll just go into this view. Go and get our rectangles. And then I'll pull this like this. Uh, All right, cool. So now one thing I can do also is do another loop path cut. And what I'll do is I'll put it right here and then I'll add another one. Actually, I'll do 4 and I'll press 9 to quit. I'll go get my edges. I want the edge loop. So y'all remember the shortcut for that? UL. Click, shift click, and then I'll press T to scale and I'll scale this out. You know what? I'm curious to see what this looks like already. So I'll just do a subdivision surface, slide it in there. Let's look at this. Okay. So right now I still have these edges selected. So if I move this back and forth, it's going to give me a different kind of look. So what's happening right now is the subdivision surface is on. This is our base shape. All I'm doing is this, right? But because we have the subdivision surface, it's just showing me what the relaxed version looks like. So I can go like this, let's say. And then let me turn this off. If I want to, I can just do another UL, click, click, T to scale, and I'll activate this one more time. And so this is the two divisions in the middle. And these will also give it an effect. Okay. And with subdivision surface, I don't suggest doing this, but you know, I mean, you can always make this thing look softer. So if I just go over here to, which one is it? This one? Yeah. Now I can just up the divisions. And you don't want to go too crazy because remember, the more divisions, the slower things get. So let me do an NA right now and just see what it looks like. That looks pretty good. Now let me lower the subdivision just to see. Uh-oh, 2 looks all right too. But it also depends on the distance, you know. If I'm up close, you know, for whatever reason, like got a little character jumping off the metro seat or something like that, maybe I want to up it, you know, to maybe 4 just because it's smoother. But if you're far away and you're not really seeing all those details, you don't need to have it uh, be so high resolution. And that's what you call when you have a lot of edges, high resolution. All right. So I'm loving it. All right. Let's make these cushions. Oh, look at that. So let me cut this off. Okay, so when I did the extrusion, I didn't close this off, which is cool because all I really need to do is kind of do it again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this, E, click shift, just copy this over here. Switch to the copy. I'll go ahead and get these faces, get my rectangle selection. Now select everything, control click, deselect this, delete, take this, right click, no, gotta get some component, right click, extrude, click, let me go this way, click drag, and then I have to do create caps. So we have that and we have that. Then I can just go ahead and do what I did again. So let's right click and go to oh no, I already have this right here. But yeah, so let's right click and let's just do the loop path cut, click. And then I'll click on this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as always, if we click on this, I mean, they're already even, but if one of these is off and you click on this, it just makes them all even. Press 9 to quit. UL, edge loop, click, 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 T to scale. And I'll slide, well, just let me open up this. And see, we have two cubes, right? So we have this one and this one. So I'll just take this one and I'll just left click and drag it out of the stack. So I'm just editing this one. Because only one thing can be edited by each subdivision surface. Well, you know what? I might have to test that later, but that's what I believe, at least right now. So I'll just go in here and do what I did with this, and I'll just move, wait, not that. Turn this off. Object space. Let's move this right here. T to scale. Only because I want to get just like this. So I have this block and this block. All right, that's just for me measuring this. All right, so we have this, and now let's make ourselves a seat. So I'll get a cube, W, take it over here. And remember, it's all good to move it with this in this view, but never in the perspective view. So, and we see which one is in the middle, right? So I'll just align this. Wait. Trying to grab this arrow. All right. Now when we scale, it should be perfectly in line. So I should move it about right here. Man, my phone is going crazy. All right. This. Now we are here. You know what? Let's go ahead and fillet this. All right. So go get a fillet. And let's go over here to the radius. Make it nice and soft. Okay, cool. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna control click because I'm gonna mess with that one because I'm gonna do this two different ways. So we have this, it's looking good. We'll go over to this view right here, C to make it editable. Go get some go get some points, use our rectangle, and just go down here. And I'm looking at the seat. It looks like it's about going right here. If we want to, we can rotate because I'm gonna go ahead, select my rectangle again. Select these. Raise them up. This again. It's looking like that, sort of. And then we can go ahead and get our friend loop path cut and loop path cut. Go, I don't know, 1, 2, 3. Press 9 to quit. Let's go get our rectangle and move it right there. Move right here. Move it right here. Move it right here. Yeah. Cool. And then we can do it again. Loop path cut. I'll go ahead and now click once and add a few more divisions. 9 to quit. And then I can go get these faces, let's say. And let me just hold down left click. I can like pull these out a little bit. Right click. Let's do another loop path cut. 1, 2, 3. 9 to quit. And then I can take these faces, maybe puff them out. We can kind of do it like that. So that's for one of them. So we'll have this one right here. And it's been a while since I did this, so it's going to be a little bit experimental, right? Proceed to make it editable, and then I'm going to go over here and go to sculpt. Let me make sure I can still see sculpt, right? And I'm going to go to subdivide. Now click on this. Oh, wait, my object. Okay, yeah, so I'm clicking on subdivide and it's subdividing this. Well, actually, no, I should do before I do this is I'll go back to my startup. And I'll add some more divisions here. Let's see. Oh, I already made it editable. That's why. So I'll just do Control C. And this is what I meant to do. So before you do that, you want to go and add more segments. So I just did 3 there, but it's most importantly here because this is the part I'm going to sculpt. So I'll go ahead and make this, I don't know. Yeah, let's do 15. Let's do 18. Like this. All right. Now I'll go into my sculpt. I'll make C to make it editable because you can't sculpt unless it's editable. We can go to subdivide one time. Let's go one more time. Cool. Now I can go to this right here, grab, and I can use this. I can kind of like move these points. I can do grab. Let me see. Inflate. Let's do that instead. Now you see what's inflate's doing? How it's giving it like it's inflating this. Now we have over here the size, right? So this is the size of the brush. So this makes the brush bigger. And then we have our pressure, which is like the strength. So right now it's like really subtle. But if I want it to be strong, I just go ahead and get the pressure, and now you see what's happening. It's getting crazy, right? But it's cool when it gets crazy because we have our smooth, which helps a lot. So I'll just go ahead and I can mess with this a little bit more. It just depends on like reference. So let me look at this reference a little bit. See what's happening in it. Go ahead and get a softer pressure, but a bigger brush just to mix it up. Because remember, when you have things looking random, it's looks more natural. So I have this. Remember those chairs got what, hundreds of people sitting on them every day. All right, so we have that. Now I can go to smooth. And when you go to smooth, let's increase the brush a little bit. It just kind of like removes some of those details subtly. We'll just smooth things out, just like it says. So I'll get myself a larger brush, but a weaker pressure. And then I might go to flatten a little bit just to the middle part flatter. So this is like a subtle effect, but you know, it's the subtle stuff that makes things look real. So I'm decreasing the pressure. Oh, let me go to smooth. Oh, no, no, no. I'm going to go one more time to inflate. Go to the strength a little bit higher. And then I'm about to end this. And we'll go to smooth. All right, I like that. Cool. Now if I do it NA, I have this. I can actually smooth a little bit more. Okay, a few different sizes. So, see. All right, cool. I think that looks good. So now let's just go back to our startup. I'll press this. So now we have that, right? So we have our seat right here, and we have this seat. So whatever one you think looks better. Feeling them both, but you know, they both have their purpose. Let's put this here, and now I'll go to this. And another tool we can use is called I always forget the name, but I'll go here and see what it is. I think it's FFD. So we have this, we take it into this FFD. Yeah, so we have this cage right here. Well, let me actually, oh no, think I can move it with this. Oh no, it's all moving at the same time. So let me take this out of here. I'll get this FFD cage. I'll take it. I'll place it over this object. So I have it right here. I'm going to use the coordinates. No, I can use these tools as well. So I'm just pressing T to scale, and I'm trying to encapsulate and E to move this whole object. And another T to scale. Right here. And now let's take the cube and put it inside of here. And I'll go to this, and I'll go to the points. Well, let's just see what this does in general. So if I have this and I go to points, I'm clicking on the FFD. Now, whatever points I choose, so let's say I choose these three right here. Oh, it's not doing it.
Yes, hello? Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it's going fine.
Oh,
yes.
I can hear you, Lay. These points are supposed to grab, and I'm supposed to be able to manipulate this.
21st.
Oh,
Let me
Lay.
see.